should...
Annie. Xerath, obviously. You could have Reliant Soul it as well, I reckon. You don't really want to play. No one actually wants to play Xerath.
Yeah.
Oh, Deathfire Touch Cassiopeia sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That'd do stuff.
That would sync well.
Yeah.
That rune. Obviously a good matchup for the Rise. The enemy team is planning to dive into you and gives you a good amount of DPS into the Scion. Value.
That's exceedingly strong.
Sometimes, but I think this new imbalance of the rune is going to make it even harder for Rise.
Rule looking to try and turn this here as they do throw out the heal. Fishing with some Mystic shots, and in comes Sponge. Diablo already extremely low though, as there's the flash out from Ruler, dealing with Sponge as he does pick up that first blood, but it's a 1-for-1. And now Duro looking to try and get aggressive against Diablo here as well, even pulling the wave, which might actually result in his death because Diablo does like to go in.
I feel like one thing though with the Doran's bow is obviously doesn't have the help. Bit of proxying.
Oh, this is... Wait. Diablo is able to sidestep. The wind becomes lightning. Keen just looking to try and kill Kingin before Kingin kills himself, and he is unable to do so. Now Canyon could be in a little bit of trouble as well. Has to flash to get out of the way of that one. And even though they called down the jungler, it's still a rough time as Lehends could be dead, but Ruler not going to push any further forward. No flash available still. Oh.
Yep, been doing good in the lane so far.
Oh, that was cute. I'm getting a bit frightened for Ruler.
I would agree. There is a level 6 Nocturne. Fortunately not on this side of the map, but if he was, it would just be Ruler dead.
Lehends also might just be dead. He might be just going a little too far for this one, as yeah, he's just dead. He was deemed one of the most handsome players to ever play the game, though. So that is certainly a good thing. Is Canyon throwing down the Crescent Guard pretty early here, but I don't know whether it's going to do quite enough. And that Encore was certainly not one that I would have asked for again. Again, Kingin's doing it, as he is just going to come up here towards his top side and wipe out Minion Wave. Question mark pings out from Keen. Scout down to about 300. Will Kingin die this time? That's the question. As it looks like no. It's just going to blast cone his way out.
Walk back to lane. We'll be able to catch it thanks to the cannon, but...
Oh dear. Now Kingin's actually going to wrap around and look to try and kill Chovy. The Pop Blossom's beautiful, and down goes the snake. Canyon should be dying as well, but he does flash to get himself out as Sponge, dealing with a very angry turret, and down will go the Scion for the first kill for Chovy. Looking forward to seeing what is going to happen, as first, Canyon wants to defend his blue buff. When it becomes lightning, he's going to miss everyone, though, as the arrow connects onto Lehends, and now Chovy making his way over. Scouts discovered him, and Lehends is just dead before he can even Pop Blossom. That is a great petrifying gaze to come on through, as Sponge was looking to get on top of Chovy, but he flashes himself out of the way. Diablo's so close to dead, and Canyon, with that Crescent Guard wearing off, is now susceptible, but he gets the charged up, audacious charge, and takes down the Rise to then immediately die to Diablo as well. But I would call that a Gen.G win.
In shielding.
It would synergize relatively well with Seraphs, I guess.
Yeah, especially if you end up with like a Seraphs and a Actualizer. Oh, arrow hits.
Yeah, that one is going to come on through here. It's just Lehends, though, as that is just a steal away from Canyon. Walks up and takes it, as now Keen turns his attention to the Scion, which isn't necessarily a priority target, and now Canyon, with that Crescent Guard, will be able to keep himself alive. Keen still fighting, though, as Diablo trying to get this crocodile off his back. As Keen not quite able to go underneath this turret just yet. So no one's dead, but the steal was a success. Need to check in on with Boris and just see. Maybe it's one of those things where you just ask about it. As Diablo, the Arcane Shift comes in, but it doesn't quite work out. Canyon gets on top of him. The dive is attempted, but it's onto a Seraphine who tries to keep himself alive. Ruler cannot do that, though, and Diablo is going to stay alive as Canyon looks to try and escape, but he has Sponge on top of him. The healing from the Xin Zhao was a struggle, but ultimately it all works out here for Nongshim as they take out the turret. They get an extra slam. Keen and Chovy just weren't there.
Allows Nongshim to have a super favorable play, even though...
Oh,
no, he's okay.
He is. He drops the beat, and then he's dead.
He was okay until he took that last Mystic shot. And now Chovy TPs?
Okay, well, Keen is also here, as he's just wandered his way up. Diablo's really dead.
They've been able to turn around that team fight in its entirety. Now, it is...
Oh. Bit of a teleport coming through from Keen as he looks to try and join this. It is going to be Soul Point. The paranoia does come down. Feels a little bit early, but Kingen has made his way in. Looking to try and annoy Canyon. Finally, Sponge presses the button as he gets on top of the Crocodile. He gets a bit scared, and the double knockup comes through from Kingen. Finds the ulti there as well. Petrifying Gaze onto 3 is phenomenal from Chovy, and now these arrows are going to rain down. Ruler just safely hitting them from the back, and that is going to be Soul Point and a team fight win on top of it. Just turned on a dime. 1.2k gold swing at this point as GenG now holding on to an advantage. Sponge wanting to get in here, but he's a Nocturne. And he doesn't have flash. I don't think that there's ever going to be a way that he can get through to try and contest this smite. And down it will go. Canyon able to lock that one up. And Keen has a Mega Cone, so he's able to get himself out of there. And Kingen, I don't think, will be able to contest these empowered recalls as Duro and Chovy are now in a bit of a rough spot. Okay, Kingen just going to walk under the turret because he can. There's another Paranoia coming on through, but Sponge is likely to die. Chovy just deceptively tanky as Nongshim, all of them moving around. It is 2 of them dead on the side of Gen.G, though, in trade for no one because Kingen's just such a monster.
And just when you think things are getting back under Gen.G's control, they're the ones leading the play. They get a good team fight, they get Dragon, they get Baron. Nongshim pounce onto some isolated members and look for the punish. Ash Arrow coming in though.
Yeah, the arrow comes forward. That is going to be Diablo locked down as the turret gets involved. Canyon's traded though, so it's a 1-for-1. And so perhaps it doesn't matter as now Lehends throws down the Pop Blossom. The Dominus I don't think is going to be enough here as the Q is incredible from Keen. And now Ruler's just wandered on up to see whether he can 1v3. Does have a decent amount of sustain though in the kit. As now Nongshim just putting Kingen in the front. Seeing whether they can cut him down. In goes Canyon. The arrow's going to connect onto the Scion, and they're just looking to burn down Kingen before the fight's even started. Kingen ults the smallest distance ever and then tries to flash away, but the Crocodile jumps on top of him. Diablo's able to take him down, though, as now Canyon is just dead as Diablo grabs the double, and that is a 2-for-1 in favor of Nongshim. Once again, they're finding the advantages.
Javel is set up and primed to carry this fight. So hard for Gen.G to approach when he's putting out these Mystic shots.
Oh, the flash ulti from Chovy looks for the angle, and they get the encore there as well. The Twin Fangs are burning. The Dragon is going to be denied, but it's a double for Ruler, who's looking to try and take down everyone, but he'll be silenced. It's Sponge that picks up a triple in the end, and Diablo's still standing.
He himself has gone the gluteus grooves as well, so has a good amount of vamp. And with all those kills, all those takedowns has been picked up, it will be fully stacked.
Well, Lehends able to dash cannon out of the way of the arrow. Now Chovy is going to discover Kingen, decides that he wants to leapfrog over the top of him and then gets a Twin Fang into Lehends. We do have the ulti coming through from Kingen as he tries to escape, but it looks like Canyon's looking to get on top of him. Chovy will be able to just sink his fangs in, and down will go the Scion. Just a bit of a misposition here from Kingen, and the Baron is available. This could have been a big whoopsie. Teleport in from Scout to try and salvage the play as Lehends on a Mega Cone with his Pop Blossom available. And flash, this could be huge as now the lights go off. Into the back line goes Kingen though, looking for this. That's the steal from Sponge. Pop Blossom connects onto 3 Lehends. There's no follow-up to try and take him on down. And now Chovy is looking to chase out the rest of Nongshim. Gonna get chased out here by Chovy, but now 4v4 towards the bottom side. Chovy does find Sponge. There's the Paranoia to come on down, and oh dear. The yell does not quite work out there, and now Scout is looking to try and bring Lehends in. Still, Sponge is melting and is going to have to look to get himself out of there. The arrow is going to sail by as now Canyon and Duro make their way up. Sponge is now back in base.
I just do way more damage than you.
Yeah, he did at least avoid the Petrifying Gaze, as now Lehends looking to get in there with the Pop Blossom. Duro is just not able to do too much, but Keen gets into that backline, looking to lock down Diablo. Lehends goes golden with that arm guard that he prepared earlier as Keen finds no one with the Q, and he just dies, following suit with Lehends. And now you got a GA being popped here by Keen. Canyon goes down yet again, and Diablo is just untouched. The flash from Ruler was absolutely weird, and Sponge just jumps on top of him and wipes out the Ash. And now it's Chovy versus the world here with 3 left alive on the side of Nongshim. Keen's still there, but he is slinking back to his fountain. And this is going to be a different story as Chovy Gonna try and get rid of them. I mean, the Miasma are actually doing a whole bunch of work here as Diablo gonna chase him down. This is still dangerous. The snake bites hard, but Diablo still should be able to do it and does have the range advantage here as he does find the poison. And as long as he does keep this minion in the way, might actually work out. There's the Seraph's Shield, as he was trying to predict there, as we saw. Doesn't quite work, as now Scout looks to make his way on over. He gets poisoned as well, and man, Chovy is really standing his ground here. Almost manages to take down Scout. That sidestep was pretty cute, but it's not enough.
This has just been such a pain point.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, Canyon, I mean, sometimes Inzao looks fairly tanky. This one does not. He is very strong. The snake is slithering very quickly. He does get put into prison. Scout now trying to fight him, and you can see Chovy doing a lot of work. But look at the siege minions. There are so many of them just taxiing towards his base. The arrow is going to get QSS'd immediately, and now the flanking teleport is going to come in. They only have one Nexus turret left. This is the last hurrah! As there's the pop blossom from Lehends, a phenomenal follow-up, but Diablo is dead! And now Gen.G are on the warpath! They take down Lehends, and Scout is just trying to teleport his way out, but he just does not go anywhere near far enough! And Sponge is going to get taken out as well. It's only Kingen left alive! Can he defend the base if they manage to get a wave pushed up? I didn't know that it was always going to be a negative number, as True Shot Barrage does a lot of damage, but isn't actually going to be able to steal away the soul. And an arrow is just going to get eaten by an unstoppable onslaught here of Kingen.
It's a benefit from it, but it's not a game breaker.
Oh, in goes Canyon. Looks to try and get on top of Lehends here as Diablo is over the wall looking pretty safe. Canyon not so much as he finds the ulti, somehow keeps himself alive, and most importantly, keeps the GA available. And Chovy.
Oh, this angle.
Yeah, and that is Diablo able to use his Mercurial Scimitar to get himself out of that CC.
And Nongshim just starting up the Baron.
Yeah, they're able to walk on over there. Gen.G also with a bit of an inroad, as we can see, but Chovy a little further behind. We'll have teleport very, very soon, as now Sponge looking to make his way, and he does get the vision down, but they get on top of the Nocturne. He didn't have a whole lot of friends in the area. That was a dangerous, dangerous move. True Shot Barrage almost kill Enduro here. He is able to heal himself back up, you would assume, as Keen walks in with a big old shield. And now Sponge might be able to get into the pit here. Let's see whether Canyon can lock this one up. Decides to forego the Baron in to look for the fight. Down to 24 health. Canyon gets on in there. Takes down the jungler as well as Gen.G are looking to try and turn it. Keen gets in there. Dives on top of the Scion. And Scout flashes out of the way of the Encore. But there's the Petrifying Gaze to take out this Rise. He goes golden, but I think then he's going to die as the Pop Blossom to try and peel for Diablo. But he's just melting down.
Oh, the arrow!
The arrow for the last hit does not land. But Diablo, now Arcane shifting into this brush. He's the last man standing, and Gen.G are pushing for the end. Nongshim were winning all game long, and Gen.G find this one last team fight with a completely broken base, and they're looking to push in and take game one.
Diablo, it'll take more than a miracle to try and defend here.
Well, Gen.G, he breaks his stride. And Diablo, he's too young to know that song about ain't nothing gonna break my stride, so therefore he's gonna get taken out. So is the Nexus, and Gen.G will move up to 1-0. But man,
Well, not the most value from the rebuttal yet, but then they picked TF, so now there is.
yeah, there you go.
The stun card. TF top coming out again. Gonna see that into the Gnar, which is a matchup he can definitely bully.
One team might look silly at the end of this, is what I'm kind of feeling.
Potentially. Oh, that is not
Owie.
fun.
Doesn't feel great.
And Lehends hasn't gotten the Ignite. I really don't like this decision. Not
He can. Well, he is also going to flash onto Ruler.
Yeah. Use. It's actually so hard to cut through all that healing. Like the Ignite healing reduction, and for the Mantra W and for the heal. And there's champions who abuse it.
Yeah.
Mel isn't really an abused champion. Oh no.
Oh dear. Kingen is going to get the gold card off, but Keen just hops on over the top. There's the Hyper, and there is first blood easy as you like here on the top side of the map.
Because you're going to go Bloodthirster. And...
Well, Kingin needs to run towards his jungler now. Might be able to do so. And Canyon is moving up. Keen does have Mega Gnar though, so this is a very scary moment. There is Sponge just getting slammed into the wall twice as Keen throws him back. The flash was very weird from Keen, as there's the heal out from Lehends. They should be able to take down this Gnar, as he does try and escape, but it doesn't quite work. And now Canyon just wants to throw some rocks around. Duro comes in with the Mantrid Inspire and just takes Kingin for a walk. Down he will go. Now Lehends is trying to escape, but it is another slam, and Canyon wants to be able to take this guy out as well, as the rock gets flashed, and Lehends just barely survives. Cloud Drake in the game, as Ruler has to flash the anchor.
Had to contest him.
Yeah, does have full vision, so it looks like 2 grubs will go over to Nongshim, and he will just forego the third. But Canyon looking to try and lock him down. We'll be able to close the gap, as now Keen desperate to try and get on in there. There's the Impale, but I don't think the follow-up's going to be there, because Keen can't quite make his way in. It has to be Canyon by himself as the Aegis comes on through, and Canyon is so tanky. He just walks him down, and now Keen feels like he has the gusto, gets the flash out in trade for the ulti, and Canyon is not done yet. Still going to force the Destiny and the Gate out from Kingin. Yeah, it's not going to influence the gold lead too much, as we've got another engage here towards this bottom side. Bullet time, just the entire thing for worse, but it's looking for better at the moment. As now Scout, we're going to make his way in on top of Chovy, gets the Emperor's Divide, as Chovy wants to be able to get this kill back. The rebuttal doesn't quite work, and there is no ulti to be seen.
Yeah, I feel like the gank setup is so easy. And speaking of gank setup, we might end up seeing...
Yeah, I've seen this one before. There's the gold card, try and interrupt Canyon. Let's see how much that does, as it does nothing at all. He still gets impaled, still gets hopped on, and that is going to be the Skarner.
There's 2 control wards down to just kind of suffocate King in this scenario.
Ooh, there's a hook in from Lehends. The bullet time comes down, and Ruler is just dead this time. I don't even know what Protoplasm is. Do you know what I thought it was just like part of Raz's name.
It's the stuff from Ghostbusters.
Ah, I didn't know about that. Okay, well, Sponge is taking a fair bit of damage. Canyon sort of is, and now Sponge looks for it, but the flash comes out. The Skarner is going to be able to keep himself alive. Kingin makes it into the backline. The Deadly Flourish comes on down as Ruler getting pressured away, but that is Kingin as well that is going to fall. And now Canyon looking to try and slam Diablo, but he flashes out of the way of the Impale. And Sponge getting behind his outer turret. And Keen just hanging out under turrets this game. As the curtains are being called, the Aegis is going to at least save the Pantheon. But Lehends not going to be so lucky, as Gen.G just find a saying stop at this point. As now Keen is the target here for Scout. Throwing down these Sand Soldiers, he's pretty scary, but when you get the Hyper Proc, does really just feel like this Gnar can run forever. Does get Emperor's Divided though, and is now looking to try and escape, but Keen, I think, is just out of there. So Scout does get some revenge, takes down the Gnar finally, but the response is going to be an attempt at this mid lane that does get bullet timed.
You can see Gen.G pushing their advantage, getting that mid-tier 1. Looking bot as well. They're going for the play.
All right, they're looking for Kingin. Kingin is just not allowed to have a good time this game. It's just not a thing, as they will kill Ruler. So at least there's one very sad player on both teams. Distracting, and honestly, it's been up for 5 minutes. Oh, the icon's been there for 5 minutes, and I didn't notice until now. So maybe I'm part of the problem as well. As Lehends just Mega Blast coning around, looking for a little bit of an angle here as he gets slammed into the wall, but does immediately get cleansed. Canyon now in a little bit of trouble, but he just soaks the entire bullet time, misses the Impale, looks completely unbothered. As there's the Emperor's Divide just to play defense against Keen, who's about to go Mega. And Scout, your base is the other way, my guy.
Yeah,
and he's just gonna...
Diablo with his Collector.
Oh, oh God. Why did you make me look at it? As we're not going to look at whatever's happening in the mid lane, because we want to see Kingin die again. That's what everyone wanted to see, right?
Dead on the end of that play. And now Chovy looking to be in a bit of trouble as well.
I've seen this play before. The Scout is going to show up. That is a decent rebuttal, and Chovy does make it to his inner turret. The Sand Soldiers aren't quite there, and man, Karma is one heck of a drug. And figure that one out for sure, as Kingin does put together some Hex Optics.
He's getting some items.
Indeed.
Oh no.
Lehends is getting dead. CC'd for approximately a year.
Well, difficult when you're the one setting up vision, but Gen.G looking for more.
Canyon versus 4 people. There's the curtain call though, and Sponge just going to get pushed into the wall and taken down. Diablo not able to quite find a good enough bullet time angle to do A damage to Canyon. Feeling like some regular Gen.G as Canyon makes it to 5,000 assists.
And what a game
Second
to do
in the jungle, as obviously Peanut ahead of him. Guy was playing for absolutely forever. 600 to go to catch up to him.
Oh, Nongshim are looking here. Canyon is pretty low.
Yep, they have the vision as well from the Destiny. As Lehends gets on in there. And the Baron is going to go down very low, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to do anything about stopping the smite, because it's Canyon, he's immortal, and Sponge is dead.
Yeah, Lehends just kind of led the charge there. But isn't that tanky, and the rest of the team were kind of like, okay, well, we can't make it in, we can't contest the Baron.
Oh, Deadly Flourish is going to connect here as Chovy could be in a bit of trouble. There's the Emperor's Divide. It's going to do nothing to the rebuttal. However, Sponge just lands on top of him.
Hopefully a
out the
voice
wave.
message, so he responds with a voice message.
That would be really good. Diablo is going to get stunned up though, and they're just looking to take him down. Keen has to flash though as he stands his ground. Teleport comes in, Emperor's Divide immediately sends Chovy back, but the Misfortune is also dead and Chovy's able to mitigate so much of it. In goes the 0 health Gnar and looks to wipe them out. The max range wallop to destroy the Azir, and Gen.G just way too far ahead. They'll march down the mid lane and look to take down Nongshim 2-0.
There's this crazy team. Oh.
Speaking of crazy and Keen, they're both top laners.
Chovy is hunting
Behind enemy lines. Diablo is going to be able to avoid the snare, but Canyon flashes out of the bushes and he's just dead. Nongshim want to die on, but they may die on a hill not of their choosing if they wait too much longer. As Kingin running away, Sponge wishing he could do the same thing as he gets CC'd. We'll be able to throw down the Aegis, but oh my goodness. This is a demolition as now, yeah, that is a extremely dead Lehends.
really seemingly valuing it super highly. Nongshim playing around this Azir turret.
Yeah, there's a gate into the back line, looking for Keen here. They do manage to stun him up. There's the bullet time right on the edge there with the Gnar, but he moves out of it before the depth charge comes in. And Keen finally does go down. A big burst of damage there towards Scout, but it looks like Gen.G are still hunting for more. Not sure about that, though, as Chovy's dashing in looking for Diablo. He gets taken down halfway, and now the curtains have been called. Chovy walking through the cards. There's the gold card, rebutted back immediately. Chovy able to avoid a fair bit of the CC here as he flashes out of the way of the Emperor's Divide. This guy is skating around the rift right now. Speaking of which, Scout able to swoop his way over that wall. Gen.G, they lose their top laner. Nongshim hold on to everyone, but it does feel like if I was Nongshim, I'd be a little bit frightened. Nice work getting to 6,000 assists there, Lehends.
Okay, Sponge has ult. You can just ult in if he really wants to, but you would die.
Well, Diablo is going for a little bit of a wander here. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana or an R button, so it is a tough ask.
Is he going to send it? Oh wait, they're going both in on the Mega Cone?
Well, in they go. Sponge is in the back of the pit. There's the steal away as the Impale is going to seal his fate. There is Lehends going down as well as Keen. A Spirit Visage and another belt. He's got a lot of keys in his pockets, I guess. Needs a lot of belts. It's all right. He's able to just walk his way out. Will get stunned up for a moment, but I didn't see him really take damage. There's a flank angle for Chovy, looking to get in amongst it as Keen is taking the brunt of the damage. Deadly Flourish onto Lehends. He has to flash his way out in order to get to safety. As Chovy put together a pretty cool hat and wants some extra pages in his book, as there's the engage onto Canyon. I'm not sure about that. I just don't think it's a great idea as he's just bathing in the bullet time. Another rebuttal comes on down as Lehends probably pretty happy that that dredge line missed, and now Keen looking to follow up. Hyperproc ready there onto Sponge, and there's the boomerang to secure it. There's the Gnar onto everyone as Keen dives in. It's Chovy to get the follow-up kills as he picks up the double. Scout is drifting around the map, but Chovy goes golden, gets a gigantic shield, and that should just be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Gen.G with a gorgeous team fight. This one, a lot more set in stone is what it felt like, but did still last a pretty long time here as Gen.G will secure a 2-0 over Nongshim RedForce.